Did you know Jermaine Johnson was on Last Chance U? He wasn't always featured on the show because there were more colorful characters on the show than him, but his success will shadow those guys who couldn't make it. I'm Riley Winn with Jukes, and I gotta know, whatever happened to Jermaine Johnson, the best player to ever be featured on Last Chance U? Before we saw Jermaine on Netflix, he was dominating the gridiron up in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Dude was 6'5", 240 pounds in high school, and an athletic freak going for quarterbacks off the edge. This guy ran a 4.6 40-yard dash and had a 33-inch vert. With raw talent like that, you knew he was going to the next level. Unfortunately, he struggled in the classroom and had such a low GPA, he was ineligible to go D1. So Jermaine went the JUCO route and ended up at Independence Community College and on Last Chance U. His first year at Indy, he proved he was just on a different level. The dude had 27 solo tackles, 8 sacks, 5 tackles for loss, 3 forced fumbles, and 3 fumble recoveries. And thinking back, I barely remember seeing this guy on the show because although he was head and shoulders above everyone else, the cameras loved following the more boisterous characters like Coach Brown, Malik Henry, and Bobby Bruce. FYI, we have whatever happened to videos on those guys as well. Jermaine made the most of his time in Kansas. He finished with 96 total tackles, 39 of which were solo, 12.5 sacks, 11 tackles for loss, 4 forced fumbles, and 4 fumble recoveries. He was rated the #1 overall JUCO prospect coming out of Last Chance U, and he ended up committing to Georgia. Even though the leap from NDCC to the SEC is monumental, it didn't stop Jermaine from being a nightmare for opposing offenses. His 2 years at Georgia, he had 36 total tackles. Over half of those were solo. He logged 8 tackles for loss, 6.5 sacks, and a forced fumble. With one more season of eligibility, Jermaine Johnson entered the transfer portal to go play for the Seminoles. He showed up at Florida State and became the guy. It seemed like you heard his name on almost every single play. With 1 year in Tallahassee, he had 70 total tackles, 30 of which were solo, 17.5 tackles for loss, 11.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery in which he took back to the house. Jermaine's numbers were outstanding, and he was named the ACC Defensive Player of the Year. Now, this video was made before the 2022 NFL Draft, so don't just spam the comments with, "Oh, he's on such and such team," and "You're wrong," and "Well, actually, this is what happened." Chill. We can all agree it's pretty amazing to see a guy that was on Last Chance U being projected as a first rounder in the NFL Draft, and I think he won't slide out of the top 10. He will go down as the best player to ever be featured on the show. Jermaine, you're not in Kansas anymore. What are some other players who were absolute studs that you're not sure where or what they're up to now? Let me know in the comments below or hit me up on Twitter and Instagram. I'm Riley Winn with Jukes. See you on the next one.